My child, before you sleep tonight, I need you to stop scrolling and listen carefully because the pain you've been carrying is about to change. God says stop overthinking because I am already working behind the scenes even when you cannot see movement, even when life feels confusing, and even when your prayers seem unanswered. I am still making a way for you tonight. I want you to slow down and listen carefully because this message is for the tired heart, the anxious mind, and the person who has been carrying silent stress for far too long. You have spent many nights replaying situations in your mind, worrying about tomorrow, wondering how things will work out and questioning whether life will ever feel peaceful again. But tonight God is saying, my child, stop fighting battles in your mind that I never asked you to carry alone. You have been trying to control everything, trying to predict every outcome, trying to prepare for every possible problem. But overthinking has only stolen your peace. It has exhausted your mind, drained your energy, and filled your heart with fear. You stay awake, wondering what will happen next. You replay conversations, you imagine worst-case scenarios, and you carry pressure that nobody else fully understands. But God is saying you do not need to figure out your entire future tonight, because I already stand. In your tomorrow, I already know every challenge ahead, every blessing ahead, and every door that will open at the right time. Some people listening tonight are emotionally exhausted because they have been carrying invisible burdens for too long. They smile publicly, while privately struggling with fear, anxiety, loneliness, disappointment, and uncertainty. People see the outside, but God sees the inside. He sees every silent tear, every hidden fear, every restless night, and every moment you felt overwhelmed by life. Even when nobody else noticed your pain, God noticed it completely. And tonight He wants to calm your heart and remind you that you are not fighting alone. There were moments when you thought everything was falling apart. There were nights when fear convinced you that nothing would improve. And there were seasons when you felt emotionally drained from trying to stay strong all the time. But somehow you survived, somehow you kept moving forward. And that is because God never stopped carrying you. Even during the darkest moments of your life, when you felt abandoned and exhausted, God was still protecting you, guiding you, and strengthening you from behind the scenes. Overthinking often begins when people feel uncertain about the future. They ask themselves endless questions. What if things go wrong? What if nothing changes? What if I fail? What if I lose everything? What if my future never improves? Fear creates imaginary battles before they even happen, and stress grows stronger every time the mind focuses on negative possibilities. But most of the things people worry about never actually happen. Many fears only exist inside the imagination. And tonight God is saying, stop torturing yourself with thoughts that are stealing your peace, because while you are worrying, I am already working. God is already opening doors you cannot see yet. He is already arranging opportunities, preparing blessings, protecting you from unseen dangers, and guiding your future in ways you do not fully understand. Yet sometimes people think silence means God is absent, but silence does not mean absence. Seeds grow silently underground before they become visible. And in the same way, God often prepares miracles quietly before people can see them openly. Just because you cannot see immediate results does not mean nothing is happening. There are moments when people pray for answers and feel like heaven is quiet. They ask God for help, but continue facing challenges. And during those seasons, it becomes easy to feel discouraged. But God is saying, do not lose hope, because delays are not always denial. Sometimes waiting seasons are preparation, sometimes closed doors are protection, and sometimes painful endings are leading you toward better beginnings that you cannot fully understand yet. Many people spend so much time worrying about the future that they forget how many times God already rescued them in the past. They forget the moments when everything somehow worked out despite looking impossible at first. They forget the unexpected opportunities, the surprising breakthroughs, and the silent miracles that carried them through difficult seasons. If God protected you before He can protect you again, if God made a way before He can make a way again, and if God carried you through painful seasons before, He can carry you through this season too. Tonight God wants you to stop carrying tomorrow before tomorrow even arrives. He wants your mind to rest, your heart to breathe, and your soul to become calm again. Because overthinking cannot change the future, but trusting God can change the way you walk through uncertainty. Peace does not come from having every answer. Peace comes from believing that God is still in control, even when life feels unclear. Some people listening tonight feel emotionally exhausted because they spent years trying to please everyone around them. They gave their energy to others while neglecting their own peace. Others feel tired because they trusted the wrong people, experienced heartbreak, betrayal, disappointment, or rejection, and now they fear being hurt again. But God sees every invisible wound. He sees the heartbreak nobody talks about, the tears nobody noticed, and the nights when fear kept you awake, and despite everything, He still stays beside you. God never asked you to be perfect before coming to Him. He welcomes tired hearts, anxious minds, and broken souls. You do not need to pretend with God. You do not need to hide your fears from Him. And you do not need to act strong all the time. You can come exactly as you are, because God's love does not disappear during difficult seasons. In fact, He often draws closest to people during their weakest moments. Tonight, God is saying, stop overthinking your future, because I already know the plans I have for your life. There are blessings ahead that you cannot see, yet there are prayers already being answered behind the scenes. And there are opportunities already moving toward your future. Even if life feels uncertain right now, your story is not over. This difficult season is not your final chapter, and your current pain is not permanent. Sometimes people become so overwhelmed by fear that they forget how powerful God truly is. The same God who created the universe is fully capable of handling your problems. Nothing about your life is too difficult for Him. No situation is impossible, no pain is too deep, and no future is too broken for God to restore. Tonight, He is asking you to release your worries into His hands instead of carrying them endlessly by yourself. Many people lose sleep because their mind never fully rests. They lie in bed physically exhausted, while mentally replaying fears and problems repeatedly. But tonight, God wants to replace anxiety with peace, not temporary peace based on perfect circumstances, but deep, lasting peace that remains even during uncertainty. Life will never become completely free from problems, but faith changes the way people carry those problems. Because with God, burdens become lighter when people realize they are not carrying them alone anymore. There are countless stories of people who thought life was falling apart only to later realize God was leading them towards something better. A painful goodbye sometimes creates space for healthier relationships. A closed door sometimes protects people from the wrong path, and seasons of waiting often build strength, wisdom, and maturity that easy seasons could never produce. Pain teaches lessons comfort rarely teaches, and many people later realize that the nights they spent crying, worrying, and struggling were also the nights that shaped them into stronger, wiser, and more faithful people. Maybe you are in one of those difficult seasons right now. Maybe your future feels unclear. Maybe your heart feels heavy. Maybe your mind feels exhausted from constant stress and overthinking. But God is saying, do not give up now, because your breakthrough may be closer than you think. Sometimes the greatest blessings arrive after the hardest waiting seasons. And sometimes people almost quit right before their miracle arrives. Tonight, God wants you to remember that your value is not based on money, success, achievements, appearance, or public approval. Your value comes from being loved by Him. The world constantly pressures people to compare themselves to others. Social media especially causes many people to feel behind in life because they compare their journey to someone else's highlight reel. But comparison destroys peace. Everyone has different timing, different struggles, and different purpose. God's plan for your life does not need look identical to someone else's path. Some people listening tonight feel discouraged because they think they are behind in life. They see others succeeding while they continue struggling, and they begin questioning their worth. But outward appearances rarely reveal the full truth. Many people who seem happy publicly are privately fighting battles nobody knows about. That is why peace cannot come from comparison. True peace comes from trusting God's timing for your own journey. God is still writing your story. Your life is still unfolding, and your purpose is still developing. Every painful season, every difficult lesson, and every struggle can eventually become part of something meaningful. Even painful experiences can produce wisdom, compassion, strength, and deeper faith. Some people become sources of encouragement for others specifically because they survived difficult seasons themselves. Tonight, instead of replaying fears, endlessly try speaking honestly to God. Tell Him what hurts, tell Him what worries you, tell Him what exhausts you, and tell Him what scares you. Prayer is not about perfect words. Prayer is simply honest communication with God. Some of the most powerful prayers are extremely simple. God, I am tired. God, I need peace. God, help me. God, carry this burden for me. And God listens to sincere hearts. Sometimes peace begins entering the heart not because every problem disappears instantly, but because the person finally stops carrying everything alone. There is something powerful about surrender. Surrender does not mean giving up. It means trusting God enough to place situations into His hands. Human beings often exhaust themselves trying to control people, outcomes, timing, and circumstances. But real peace begins when people accept that God's wisdom is greater than their own understanding. God sees dangers you cannot see. He sees opportunities you cannot yet recognize. And He sees future blessings hidden behind present struggles. That is why trusting Him matters even during confusion. Sometimes, people ask God to remove every storm immediately. But sometimes God chooses instead to strengthen people while walking beside them through the storm. A peaceful heart does not mean life is perfect. It means trusting God despite imperfections. Tonight, before sleeping, remind yourself of these truths. God has carried you before. God is still with you now. And God will continue guiding your future. You are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. And you are not fighting alone. Even during dark nights, God's presence remains. You do not need to solve your entire future tonight. You do not need to carry tomorrow before it arrives. And you do not need to know every answer right now. One day at a time is enough because God already stands in your tomorrow. He is already preparing strength for future battles, peace for future storms, and blessings for future seasons. So tonight, let your mind rest, let your heart breathe again, and let your soul become calm. Release the endless overthinking, release the fear, release the anxiety, and release the pressure to control everything. Because while you are sleeping tonight, God is still working. He is still healing, still protecting, still guiding, still preparing, and still making a way where none seems visible. Yet miracles are still possible, breakthroughs are still possible, healing is still possible, and your story is far from over. No matter how heavy life feels tonight, God's love remains greater than every fear you carry. So close your eyes peacefully tonight, not because life is perfect, not because every problem disappeared, but because God is still in control. And with God beside you, there is always hope for tomorrow.